I got favorite movie, but I don't know if you Jada picking or not.
Excuse me?
Menace to Society is my favorite movie.
It ain't about what's your favorite movie is.
That's what I'm saying. I only can think of hood thug movies, so I was like, well.
So you comparing relationships with a thug movie?
That's what I'm saying. I can't think of a movie.
It don't have to be a movie.
I'm stumped, y'all.
It could be a book. Hey everybody, welcome to our channel, and I am Terry.
I am Mr. Lavender.
Okay, he doesn't want to use his name. So we are exactly 1 month away from our 12th anniversary. Going to be married for 12 years.
Brothers, we don't never know.
Well, I decided to do a Q&A because on Facebook a lot of people was asking us questions, and I was like, well, we'll just do a Q&A. So, hey,
What's that?
what you looking at?
I'm looking at some of the questions
Don't.
you got going on. Nah, she's trying to blindside me with some of these questions and make me try to come up with her rock.
No, he decided to wear that shirt, or else I wouldn't even have Bahamas on right now.
This is actually a coincidence. Like, really, I do not wear this shirt.
That's what's crazy.
Ever.
He don't wear a shirt ever. But
Ever.
now,
For some reason, I
he had it on as an undershirt.
Yeah.
And won't come in here and wear it. So I'm super confused. But that's okay, because I got the Bahamas shirt on.
Because I had a, Learjet to the bomb.
Learjet.
So Learjet, you don't know the Learjet? Come on, man. You gotta be
Okay. So the first question is, tell me the story of how you met. Do you want to start?
No, you can go ahead. Because your story is different from mine. The way I look at it and the way you looked at it, it was two different things.
Right, and that's what people. Okay, so tell your perspective. It ain't gotta be long. Just.
She was young, and I was going to school. I was going to school, community college. I was going to college, and she was working at Rallies. And I went in there, and I was like, hey, can I get my it's the normal thing. I always got the same thing every day for lunch at Rallies. So I always got 2 spicy chickens with no mayo. Black people don't like mayo. So no mayo. And she said something. Well, she didn't look like she wanted to be at work at all. And I was like, well, and she was like, is that how you want or something? She said. I was like, ain't you supposed to say it with a smile? And she was like, let me do that other one. Is that how you? And I was like, yo, do you want me? I said, do you say my stuff with a smile like you won't be at work or something? Because you gonna have me call corporate. It's just like, oh, okay. I said, well, if you don't give me a number, then I'm calling corporate. So what you gonna do? And so I was just playing. I wasn't really even. And so she took my order and went on with about her business. I came back, and then she came back with my number on the receipt. I was like, oh, okay, she will look at my number. All right, that was just kind of a throw it out there, bite if you bite, if you don't, you don't. So she bit down hard on that bop, gave me a number, and I left my 2 spicy chickens and rolled up out of that joint. So I seen it.
Well, my side was, I was already having a bad day because I just broke up with my ex-boyfriend that day. So he comes up to the window, and he got this like big afro with these big old bifocal glasses on, with this backpack, and he's ordering his food, and he's like, I don't know, he was like taking super long to like order something that he already knew what he wanted. It was like, let me get let me get it, and then he ordered it, and I'm like, okay. Anything else? And he was like, what he said. And then I thought to myself, like, dang, he gonna call corporate on me, and I kind of just got this job, so yeah. So I was like, he's alright. I'll go ahead and give him my number so he won't call corporate on me. And
that's how we met.
That's how we met.
So who said you can't find a good man at the Rallies?
And if y'all don't know what Rallies is like Checkers, like a
Checkers,
fast
yeah,
food.
fast food joint.
Yeah.
So she was working at the register at the fast food joint. You know, I'm trying to get something for free. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
It says, what were your first impressions of each other?
First impression of her. Well, she had a bad day. I mean, she was having a bad day, so mine wasn't all that. But I just thought maybe, you know, I could tame the attitude. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. She wasn't. My wife wasn't bad looking. It ain't just what I was on at the time. I just was kind of trying to cheer her up. So in my mind, you know, why not take a shot? She's cute. Hey, really was it. That's all I thought. You know, you cute, and because we ain't had no real conversation.
Right. My first impression was he was corny to me because he was playing like he was a jokester. I'm a very serious person, so like him playing and doing all that, and I'm like, he's corny. So it was like, okay. How did you know things were getting serious?
Me?
It's just asking both of us, so like you say,
how
how do you know?
How do I know things were getting serious? How do I know getting serious was when I started worrying about hurting her feelings.
Okay.
I think that's when I started, you know, I was like, I don't want to keep stringing her along. That's how I knew that was getting serious with me.
With me, we had a conversation before. I think he was like ready to move or something. Like I think it was just like getting tired of where he lived at, and he was ready to move. And when he like asked me like, "Well, would you move with me?" Like, and was out of town, I was like, I was like, I guess so. And then he was like talking about kids and marriage, and I never wanted to be married. So like, he was like, he said something about kids, and I was just like, I can't have any kids. And then he was just like, I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. And I was like, serious? Okay. I like him. 'Cause a lot of guys like broke up with me or cheated on me and everything because I couldn't have kids.
Yeah, I had a lot of nieces and nephews, so I wasn't really thinking about kids at the moment.
He was talking about kids, like.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't. To me, I wasn't. I had a lot of nieces and nephews, so I wasn't really tripping on having kids that much.
Our son is right here, like our baby son. We just walked in here and started scratching.
Looking around like, what up, man?
Okay, so we're gonna go to the next question. It says, describe your engagement story.
Oh, that was rough.
How was the engagement story?
It's actually really cute, but to me it was rough because it was a hard thing to do.
I'm gonna let him explain it because I mean, he proposed, so you know, I was surprised. So how did it go?
It was kind of odd because I didn't have no money, I didn't have no ring, and only thing I had was a ring pop, and you know, it really was like it was one of them moments to where this is gonna tell me whether or not she really loved me, really want to be with me, or any of this stuff because I'm gonna do it with what I, you know what I mean, with the money I got. I ain't gonna fake the funk at the moment and act like, you know, I can do something that I know I can't. Cause I'm like I said, I'm in college. I'm not really knowing. I was in college at the time, but I didn't. Then we went to. I know. But I went to Job Corps. After I left college, we went to Job Corps and stuff. So I really didn't have no money, no matter how I looked at this. I could have proposed with nothing. That's because that's what I had. I mean, it was either this ring pop or nothing. So I ended up actually doing it, and I don't know if it was at Gettyland. Where were we at though? It was actually at, but I ended up proposing to her with a ring pop, and that was it. And she said yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. That's what's up. And that's how I went. I don't think anybody was in the room. I didn't think anybody was there, but I ended up proposing to her a second time, because the first time it was just one of them ones that, you know, you love me. It was one of them, if you love me if I was down and out, but you still have love for me. It was one of them moments, man. So I had to figure out whether or not. So, and it was one of them moments that I was down and out. I wasn't my old self. I didn't have no money. So, but when I did get some money, I did re-propose to her, at church, in front of everybody, and it was after service.
Yes. So
that was up.
We started going to this ministry, and like all of a sudden, like all these people that we normally always invite and never come, just all of a sudden was coming. I mean, like every single person. And I'm like, why is all these people there? And then there was somebody brought this big old camcorder to church. So I'm like, why he got a whole, like he had one of them old ones that sit on your shoulder, big camcorders. So I'm like, why does this man get a camcorder at the church? Which was his sister's boyfriend at the time, but I'm just wondering why this man got a camcorder. So whenever church was ending, the pastor asked, like, well, do anybody got any thing to ask or say? I believe he said something like that. And then my husband was like, I do. And then I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. My stomach was already hurting, not like that hurting, but like I guess I like had a nervous stomach because I was like, something's going on. So I was like, let me go to the bathroom. And my cousin, he was standing beside me, and he would not let me get out the aisle. He was like, no, just stand right here. And I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, move out my way. And he's like, no, just stand right here. So Brandon was up there, and he was talking, and I'm like real nervous. My palms are sweating, and then he wound up asking me to come up there, and I'm like, well, I don't have nothing to say. So I'm standing up there, and he was just like voicing how he felt, and he got down on one knee and proposed, and that's our engagement story.
Yes.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
Okay, it says what was.
All right, what's up? What's the next question you got?
It says,
we ain't gonna delay this thing.
How have you celebrated your anniversaries?
Oh, we have baby stepped these anniversaries for the 10 years. Yeah, we crawled, walked, crawled again, and then started jogging.
Yeah,
the next time we stood back up, we just started jogging.
Yeah.
So, man, anniversaries has been rough. I mean,
it said, how have you celebrated? Basically, we celebrated by traveling, getting away.
Yeah. Most of our anniversaries is just about traveling. I think
he started small, like he's very spontaneous, and he started very small.
Yeah, we would go. So, like first time we went, we went work what we could afford. So we traveled an hour away, and I rented a hotel room, and we kicked it. You know what I mean? Kicked for 2 or 3 days, and that's what we did. And we gradually went further. So first time we went an hour away. Next time we might have just went to a nice restaurant that we really wanted to spend money on, but couldn't spend money on a regular basis. And then the next year, I think we went out of town again somewhere else, but not far. I think we ended up going 2 hours. So we just been going. Been really it's been based off what kind of work I've been, what kind of job I got to spend money on something that's nicer.
Okay, it says, how have you celebrated Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day is our anniversary.
So that's how we celebrate.
Actually, seriously, our anniversary is on Valentine's Day. So, winner! Won't ever forget that.
What has been the most challenging time during your relationship? The beginning.
It's always the beginning.
I mean, like, challenging. I mean, we were thrown so many, like, just so much stuff, like babies, like baby after baby after baby.
Babies, bills.
Losing jobs, losing cars, living with family. So it was like, that was the most challenging time.
Challenging. Our first 5 years was, was it?
6.
It was about 5 or 6, yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Our first 5 or 6 years.
Before we started having our sons, like.
Yeah. So our first 3 daughters was after year 1. Yeah. So after year 1, so you got.
Year 1 was challenging too, though.
So you got to think year 1, 2, 3. Nah, year 1 wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad as because we had our own apartment. It was just us. Like, why so? I mean, we was in Mount Vernon. We had a nice little spot.
It ain't about like what we had. It was what we were going through as a couple.
I mean, but we wasn't arguing. I'm like, yeah, for real.
Yes, we was.
Maybe we was.
He don't remember, but we were.
Maybe we was. Come on, man.
It wasn't like bad arguments, but it was bad. I knew it was bad. It was bad. He don't remember, and it's okay that he don't remember.
I don't even remember trying to figure out how I'm gonna get this money for bills and rent and car insurance and stuff like that, because it was, I mean, golly, I had never had a job before, so when we got married, that was like my first real gotta go to work, you can't make your own schedule type of job. Like I had never really ever had a job, and I was 23 when we got married, so 23, 24 years old. I had never had a job up until I was 23, 24 years old. That I couldn't just come and go as I please.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
Young. I had just turned 20, and he was 23? So, like, we weren't used to certain stuff like working. I'm not saying like he never had a job before, but it's like when you're married, it's like it's no longer about you anymore. It's about I'm gonna have to take care of my wife too. So it was like
Yeah. And I had single. I mean, we all got that bachelor thing. Yeah, I got the independent thing. There's certain things I like that she didn't want to do. But it was knick-knack stuff. So you can really bypass it if you a little bit more mature. Like some knick-knack stuff, you can just really bypass. You didn't really gotta fight over everything, but we did because we didn't know no better.
Right. We didn't know communication.
Yeah, we didn't know no better. Like just.
What did you learn about each other during these times? These times of like the challenging times.
Sometimes patience. Me, it was a lot of patience.
Each other, baby. So it's like, what did you learn about me? And I say, what did I learn about you?
Okay, that way. Okay. I learned that. I don't know. I guess I was learning. I don't know. I don't think I was learning stuff about her. I was more of. I don't know. Cause I don't know what I actually learned.
For me, I learned from him is by any means necessary. Like, if he got to work 3 jobs to make it happen, he'll work 3 jobs to make it happen. So that was like one thing that I did learn about him. Like, he's not no lazy dude. He could have just been like, oh, okay, I ain't got no job and just laid around. But instead, he literally worked 3 jobs on a bike. He went 3 jobs on a bike just to make sure that his wife and his kids was taken care of. So that's one thing I learned about him through the challenging times was that he's like, by any means necessary, he'll get it done.
For me, you know what I mean? Like, our strengthening with each other was to know that, no matter how much I yell at her, she won't go anywhere. No matter how much I yell at, she yell at me, whatever the argument may be, we're not going nowhere with each other. At the end of the day,
like divorce was not an option.
Yeah, we weren't thinking about divorce just because we were just arguing and, for a lot of people,
Man, that's not necessarily true. We did have one.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
One time in our relationship where it did come up.
Well,
but we decided to work through it.
Yeah. So like, I don't think it was, I think that we wanted to make sure that at the end of the day, things works out. Like I said, before we knew it, we had 2 kids. Before we knew it, we had 3 kids. So it was like, no, I don't think I want to. I never wanted a baby mama, so I knew that that's not what I'm going to do. So, hopefully she still wants to be together. So like, right. But I think it strengthened. I think a lot of things strengthened us. It wasn't just us arguing. But it wasn't just the kids either. I think it was just us just figuring out that, we love each other. And it wasn't like, love each other at first sight type of joint. It was more of like we're growing in love.
Yeah, ours is basically growing in.
Yeah, growing in love. Not we're in love with each other. We want to be together. It was more of like our love grew for one another.
Right, because I think even when we were just like dating, we weren't really in love with each other. We just loved each other. But I think that's basically what it was. So this one says, looking back, is there anything you wish you'd handled differently? Yes, there's a lot I wish I handled differently. Just being more mature, speaking up more. I noticed that like we grew up different. We were raised differently, so like the responses to situations were different. And instead of me hearing him out and him hearing me out, we just stuck with what we just knew. And I think that if we just talked more and got to know each other more, that was one problem that we had, is that we didn't have that communication and talking and getting to know each other, which is kind of like he's learning as he go and I'm learning as I go, and then we're like in church and we're trying to listen to how a marriage is supposed to be, and this is coming from somebody who's been married 25 years. So we're looking like, well, this is how it's supposed to go. So he's coming home like boom, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. And it was just like constantly a bumping head. So I think like if I would have just straight from the start just like heard him out, listened, and knew that him leading me what he didn't want, like it was him protecting me basically, instead of like some people think like submission is just really really bad and he's controlling me, but it was just him really trying to protect me. Like he took the role of what your father is really supposed to be in your life, which is your protector, your provider. And when you get married, your husband takes over that role. And I didn't look at it like that. I just was like, I had been in an abusive relationship, so I was like, oh no, I'm not about to allow him to control me. I got it. And I wasn't looking at it as him protecting me from certain things. So I think that is something that I wish I would have handled differently, was just being able to trust my husband, and that him leading was not leading me to failure or anything like that, was just leading me to a better life.
Mine was I don't think I had any real wisdom on how to, lead for real. And not even real wisdom, but because that's a big word to say. I think I didn't know. I think I would have dealt with I think I would have dealt with things differently. We'll make sure I understand the question.
Just looking back, is there anything you wish you would have handled differently?
Yeah. Just arguments.
Anger?
Well, no, not really anger. I just handle arguments differently. I don't have, I started learning that I don't have to yell to get my point across. I don't have to cuss to get my point across. I don't have to talk bad, talk down to her about who she is as a person to get my point across. You know what I mean? Only thing I do is got to figure out how to articulate how I feel, and if she understands that, then fine, but hopefully I'm able to get her to understand how I feel about the situation so that she won't think that I am being hard or and that, I love you and I don't want to see nothing happen to you, or whatever the argument may be about. It's just my point of view. It's not nothing against you. Because people she sometimes will take like I'm saying that she's just bad or she's, and that's not really the case. It's just like.
Has been the best part of your marriage so far?
I think growing for me is growing with each other and learning to be ourselves. I think for me, like I was like, okay, what's really starting, to be the best part is me allowing her to be herself, and her allowing me to be myself, and know that, that's just who they are as a person, and I can't really not that stuff ain't changed within us, because she's changed a lot and I've changed a lot as people, but our personalities are still the same. You know what I mean? She's still able to have her personality. It's just some stuff I'm just not with, and some stuff I know she's just not with. And those things wasn't a part of her personality. Those were things that it was just a part of habit or things that she did. It wasn't really her personality. Like she didn't like I don't like the way you smell that way. No, you know, I don't like you talking loud or something to me. You know, it wasn't like. So it wasn't that. That was really it though. I think for me.
What has been the best part of our marriage? Just learning to love each other and how to love each other, and traveling. I wasn't a big traveler, so when we got married, like a lot of places and things we done were our first. Like everything was our first with each other. So, what goals have you achieved as a couple? Goals we have achieved, like I said, traveling and being homeowners. Any goals?
Hey, I'm back. And you know it. I'm back.
So we're almost finished, guys.
And you know it.
I'll probably do a part 2 or a live and let people ask us questions. But it says, what goals have you achieved as a couple?
Goals. You're a 10 was a goal.
Oh, yeah.
Being married 10 years
Yeah,
was a
fine.
big goal. 5 was a big goal.
Yeah, making ninjas.
Other goals other than that, you know.
I said traveling and
Yeah.
being homeowners.
Yep. Homeowners was one of them. Being a homeowner was one of them. Buying passports was a goal.
Having children.
Having children was a goal.
If you go to know that you can't have any kids and then you pop out 5 of them things, it's a goal, okay? It's a big goal.
We didn't do that till year 10. We didn't travel out of the country with each other till year 10. That's how we baby step crawl. Then all of a sudden we just like, all right.
What is the best part of being married to me?
Where is that at?
I ain't gonna say what is that. What is the best part of being married to X, which is me? What's that? Where is that at?
Because I'm looking at the questions. She making some of this stuff up.
Not making none of it up.
Made up.
Not made up at all. Trust and believe. Because I wouldn't be up here like staring at the screen, stumbling over words if I made it up.
She can barely see those letters, so it's made up.
He just said he couldn't even see where it was.
The best part of being married to my wife is, I think this. She allows me to be me, and then that's really it. She allows me to continue on, with what, leading. She's really willing to allow me to lead. I think that's the best part. It wasn't as easy at first, but as she started understanding, like, your goals are definitely a part of where we're headed to. Like, it wasn't like I'm just trying to leave you, At the first beginning it was because, like, she didn't know that I'm like, yo, believe me, your goals is a part of the bigger picture. I'm just trying to get us somewhere so that when we get there, we'll be able to accomplish the things that we want to. I'm just trying to get us to a point to where we're able to do. Goals don't start yet. You know what I mean? And that's just really what we both didn't understand. But her willingness to allow me to lead, her willingness.
The best part for me is just watching his growth from the age of 23 to, 35?
Yeah.
Yeah. So watching his growth over the years, his determination over the years, just having a best friend is the best part for me. Is like not really being alone.
So now we're best friends, ain't that something?
You are my best friend.
Now we're best friends, but she calls somebody like,
I have a female best friend.
I
have a female best friend. I have a female best friend.
But I'm my best friend. You can't have two best friends.
He's my male best friend. She's my.
You can't have two best friends. So I can have a girl best friend. So I can have a girl best friend since you got a male best friend.
You are my male best friend.
Oh, okay. Well, I got to have a male best friend. My bad. I said it wrong. I'm a
Ooh,
trip.
yeah, but sir, on this video. Last question of the day is: what song, movie, or a book would be the most like your relationship?
Mm-hmm. What was the? I don't know. Movie or book?
Or song will mostly
Or
like your
song.
relationship? Mine is always going to
I
be.
never thought of that.
What is it?
That was fresh.
I think I got two.
You stumped. You
One
kinda
is
stumped me on
Lauryn
that one.
Hill. What is it? Nothing Even Matters. I can explain. That best describes us. Like nothing matters. Like I don't care about my family. They can't tell me nothing about you. My kids can't tell me nothing about you.
That's a good one.
Ain't nobody tell me
I
nothing
didn't even
about
think
you.
about that.
Nothing matters at all but our marriage and keeping it together. And I think
I've been living for Christ for so long. But we just not listening. But yeah, okay, that did come up on the playlist today.
well, that's our first dance. We danced that song.
Yeah.
And there's one by Tamia. I can't think of the name of it, but because we still like call each other on the phone, we still send each other text messages, and I can't think of how it goes. Things like even we're gonna skip it because I forgot how it goes, but I'll put it as one of our pictures because it reminds me of us.
I just stumped me on that one. I don't think I have a book or. I got favorite movie, but I don't know if you Jada Pickett or not.
Excuse me?
Menace to Society is my favorite movie.
It ain't about what's your favorite movie.
That's what I'm saying. I only can think of hood thug movies, so I was like, well.
So you compare our relationship to a thug movie?
That's what I'm saying. I can't think of a movie.
It don't have to be a movie.
I'm stumped, y'all.
It could be a book. It could be a book.
A book?
It could be a song.
We read books about.
Babe, you like the Tamala Man and David Mann song. It could have been that one. You sing that one to me all the time when we're in the car.
Yeah.
No,
that's a
no.
good one. I didn't even know. I'm just saying I didn't think about some of the songs that I really be listening to all the time.
I'm gonna say Menace to Society. What?
Because I was thinking about a movie. It said movies, and I was like, check out movie.
Song.
Or a song, and she hit me with that, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. The David Mann, Us Against the World. I do listen to that one a lot.
So you would say that song?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, we're gonna post this video up because it's way longer than what I wanted it to be. But I appreciate you guys. If you guys made it to the end, thank you so much. And I want to try to at least do a video a day leading up to our anniversary because where are we going, babe?
We are on our way to Key West.
And you guys will be there too because we will be vlogging the whole trip.
Get it in.
Man, y'all, they got a see-through boat. We're going to be in the see-through canoe. Okay?
Get it in, done.
So we are out.
That's our lead. Get it in, done, get it in.
Can I? No, never mind. I'm on that. I'm going to stick your tongue down.